On a windy Sunday afternoon at Kenneth P. Laval Stadium, we bring you a CAA matchup between the number 6 Stony Brook SeaWolves and the Drexel Dragons. Hey everybody, welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm Sam Niederman, along with the former Albany Great Dane, Justin Berger. We've got a good one for you today. These two teams met in the NCAA tournament last year, Justin. A 16-4 Stony Brook win, and now it's a conference matchup for the first time in this series history.
Yeah, that's right. Drexel's really established themselves as one of the premier programs in this league, coming into this matchup defending conference champions. Stony Brook, in their first year in the CAA, taking on a Drexel team that they're familiar with, playing not that long ago, but now as conference rivals, trying to establish what that dynamic is going to be moving forward. Sam, one thing I'm really excited about today, when Stony Brook has the ball, watch for Ellie Macera. She's one of the premier players in the country, looking to establish herself as a Tewaaraton favorite going into the home stretch of this season. She'll be taking on one of the best young goaltenders in the country in Jen Kuoku.
Going to be an exciting matchup. First face-off, starting lineups coming your way after these messages. Back here at Laval Stadium, Stony Brook head coach Joe Spallina standing by, always dressed nicely with the scarf and the tan overcoat. The best winning percentage in all of women's college lacrosse at .873, over 250 victories for Spallina at his 16-year coaching career between here at Stony Brook and Adelphi. On the other side, a young head coach, Katie O'Donnell, in her second season with the program at Drexel. She has the Dragons at 7-3, the former All-American for the Penn State Nittany Lions. We are moments away from first draw. Sam Niederman along with the former Albany Great Dane, Justin Berger. Justin, looking at this matchup, what are the keys to victory for both of these sides today?
Sam, it's great to be with you today. I'm excited for this one, a great CAA women's lacrosse matchup. Let's start talking about Drexel. When Drexel has the ball, they're playing an unorthodox zone defense. Stony Brook plays a very unique defense. Not many teams in the country play the zone that Stony Brook plays. So Drexel, heavy dodge offense, right? They're looking to dodge from the corners, top in, top down. They're going to do some different things today. It's hard to dodge against the zone defense. So look for cutters. Drexel's going to have to cut inside, right? Jen Harding is excellent at that. That's one of her strengths. So that sort of works to Drexel's advantage. They have a player, they can go to that. It's not what they want to do, but they can do that. So if Drexel offensively is going to get going today, I think you're going to have to see a lot from Jen Harding. Obviously, Bednarik is the go-to player for Drexel. She scores a lot, but a lot of it's off the dodge. They're not a high assist offense. So we're going to have to see more assists today, more to Harding on the inside. On the other side of the field, you know the keys. It's Ellie Macera, it's Kaylin Hart, it's Morgan Mitchell, right? You know who to expect from this Stony Brook offense. If you can limit Ellie Macera, if you can limit Kaylin Hart, you'll have a chance today. Stony Brook comes in clear, heavy favorites, right? 6th ranked team in the country. Their only losses all season against number 1 Syracuse, number 2 Northwestern, right? They're coming in today clearly expecting to win. The key for Drexel, you've got to slow down Hart and Macera. That's no easy task, right? That's not easy to do. But if you can do that, if you can get Macera off her dodges, right? Ellie's going to look to dodge first. If you can get her sort of out of her rhythm, you can really throw her off, right? That's if there's one knock on Ellie Macera's game, right? You look at that Syracuse game where they were able to hold her to 0 goals. Very, very uncommon performance, right? But they were able to knock her off rhythm early. And so that's certainly a key for Drexel. Knock Ellie Macera off her game. Knock Kaylin Hart off her game. And then last but not least, Jen Kuoku needs to have a huge game, right? One of the best goalies in the country. A freshman, a sophomore, but a redshirt freshman, has really established herself. 3rd highest save percentage in the NCAA, having the best season of any goalie in the CAA. She can get on a rhythm, right? On Wednesday against San Diego State, Drexel held San Diego State 50 minutes without a goal. And Kuoku made many saves in that. I think it was 7 saves in that 50-minute stretch. So she's going to get on a rhythm if you let her. If you shoot to her stick, if you let her get a couple saves early, she's going to start feeling it, and then she can start making some incredible saves. And so that's key for Drexel, is to get Kuoku in a rhythm. Key for Stony Brook, take good shots, make good shots.
Well, you're looking at the main characters for Stony Brook who will be shooting at Kuoku. Ellie Macera there, number 12, the Tewaaraton Award leading candidate, one of the best in the country. Morgan Mitchell, as Justin mentioned, one of the hottest players for Stony Brook right now. A couple weeks ago had that 7-goal performance against Syracuse. Charlotte Verhulst will start. She has emerged in the midfield. Good draw taker for the SeaWolves. who are looking to bounce back, Justin.
Yeah.
They did beat Johns Hopkins on Wednesday, but they survived that game. They were trailing entering the fourth quarter. It was 8-6.
Yeah.
They end up outscoring Hopkins 6-1 in that fourth quarter to win it 12-9. They'll look to take momentum from that fourth quarter after a tough first three on the road on Wednesday.
No doubt, Sam. Midweeks are hard, right? Traveling to Baltimore in the middle of the week, you've got class, you've got practice, you're out of your rhythm. Then all of a sudden you've got to play this afternoon game. It's still cold. There's 45 people in the crowd. How do you find energy? How do you get going? It's good to win those games. It's really good to win those midweek afternoon games, right? Joe Spallina has established this program as such a consistent force that you just started to come to expect that you're going to win those games. You should never expect to win. Respect all, fear none. Every opponent, Johns Hopkins is a legitimate program. Right, so to go to Hopkins and beat them by 2, you don't want to poo-poo that. That's a good win in and of itself. You know, it's funny, Sam. I just took a look at the monitor. It's cold down there today. Right, they look a little cold. They got to get going. They got to get warmed up, get running here. I wouldn't be surprised right at the first few minutes. It takes a little bit to get going here.
Definitely a windy day, a classic windy day here on the North Shore of Long Island. Drexel huddling up. The Dragons come up into this game at 7-3. Stony Brook at 7-2. The SeaWolves 2-0 in the CAA. They blew out Delaware in their first CAA game here at home. Then last weekend they beat Elon pretty good on the road. For Drexel, they lost their CAA opener against Towson, which was picked to finish second in the league behind Stony Brook. They beat William and Mary their last time out in the league as Katie O'Donnell fires up her players there in the huddle. We mentioned it too, partner. 2 common non-conference opponents between these two sides. Both have played Hopkins. They both beat Hopkins. That was Drexel's best win so far. They beat them 16-11. And then both have played San Diego State.
That's right.
The SeaWolves smashed San Diego State
In California.
19-3 on the West Coast. The Aztecs had to come out here earlier in the week. Didn't have the same luck as the basketball team had last night. They end up losing 9-5. As we mentioned, that Drexel defense behind Cuoco in the cage, really good.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. Drexel is playing with an incredible energy, right? They take after their coach, Katie O'Donnell, who is a fantastic player in her own right, an All-American at Penn State. A young coach, young head coach, graduated from Penn State in 2018, still a tremendous player playing professionally, still involved with Team USA. Right, they've got this swagger, this confidence. They won a great game last year against Towson in the CAA championship, an overtime victory. Right, they rolled that into this year. They certainly aren't coming in today intimidated. Right, I think, and that's one of the beautiful things, right, about a new opportunity, a fresh opportunity. Last season, 16-4, Stony Brook beat Drexel in the NCAA tournament. Well, it's a new season. It's a new opportunity. And Drexel wants to make a statement. We aren't intimidated by Stony Brook. We're going to come here. We're going to come to your home on Long Island. We're going to end this 9-year conference winning streak. We're going to make a statement. We're going to move back up to the top of the CAA. I look for Drexel to come out energized, excited, looking to prove a point.
Well, a lot of streaks for Stony Brook here at home. SeaWolves have won 31 straight, second longest active streak in the country. And as Justin referenced, 59 consecutive conference wins dating back to the SeaWolves' time during the America East, their last conference loss in 2014. We are set to go. Beautiful sunny day here at Stony Brook. It's a CAA matchup between two of the top teams in the conference, the number 6 SeaWolves and Drexel, the defending champs. Stony Brook looking to defend its home turf and get to 3-0 in the league. It'll be Charlotte Verhulst and Mara Sissel to take the first draw. These draw units both winning at above 50% this season, with Stony Brook checking in 24th in the country, 56% in the draw circle. We are ready to roll. It's a rematch from last year's NCAA tournament, and Stony Brook takes the first draw. SeaWolves will set up shop with the All-American Ellie Macera getting set on offense. It is an experienced offensive attack for Stony Brook with Macera, Aaron McQuarrie, a senior, Kaylin Hart, former conference attacker of the year, Jaden Hampel, the grad transfer Jolie Creo, Charlotte Verhulst in the mix as well. The early feed in front for Ellie Macera, and just like that, Stony Brook jumps out on top. Stony Brook 1, Drexel nothing, 31 seconds into the game.
That's what makes Ellie Macera such a dangerous player, right? Not only can she beat you on the dodge, but she can beat you on the cut as well, right? You see right there, Drexel, Cameron Ryan is trying to shut her off, right? She's trying to make sure that Macera can't get the ball. It's a fine strategy, but you got to be ready for the back door. Macera fakes that she's going outside, hard cut inside, and that's an easy, right? One-on-one with the goalie, she's going to bury that every time.
So the SeaWolves waste no time getting on top, 1-0 to Stony Brook. Ellie Macera with her 40th goal of the season. She is 8th in the country with those 40 goals, number 2 in the country, averaging over 4 goals per contest. As a former player, that's a hard thing to do. Come in and night out and put 4 in the cage.
No doubt. The consistency is really what makes Macera special. And we were talking before this game. Right now, she's a Tewaaraton finalist likely. She really wants to cement herself, right? This conference stretch is where she's going to establish herself and make sure she has a spot in Washington, D.C. come May.
Second draw of the game. Charlotte Verhulst bats it forward, flipped up into the air, and almost controlled by Belle McHugh. And a foul will be called against Stony Brook, so Drexel will have a chance to clear here. The Dragons on the road at Stony Brook for the first time since last May's NCAA tournament matchup. Stony Brook won it 16-4 in the opening round. And it looks like the SeaWolves have an early cause turnover. Lindsay Rongo, the senior defender, able to pick up the loose ball, and here come the SeaWolves.
Nice play by Jaden Hampel in transition there to get her stick in the passing lane. Nice ground ball by Rongo, so we're going the other way.
Charlotte Verhulst was carrying it into the attacking third. And a foul called against Drexel, so SeaWolves will set up shop here and look to build on this 1-0 lead just over a minute into the game.
Yeah, looks like Harding got her on the arm. That's tough. Attackers riding. You love to see it. You love the energy. Don't foul. Don't put the defense behind the 8 ball, right? That's tough. That's you love the energy, right? As a defender, you're saying that's great. Help, right? Ride all the way down the field, but don't foul. It's a tough play. You never want to see attackers getting penalties.
So a 2-minute woman up for Stony Brook. Harding on the sideline with the penalty. And Stony Brook ready with the extra player. Ellie Macera at the top, gets it back for Morgan Mitchell. Here's Jaden Hampel behind the cage for Jolie Creo. Feeds it in front. Morgan Mitchell scores in the bottom left corner. And it's a quick 2-0 start for Stony Brook.
Yeah, nice woman up possession there. Really, they had 2 opportunities, 2 cutters wide open in the middle, right? You look right there. Macera's open. Just Creo wasn't in a position to find her yet. So they just get the second one. They have that wheel going, and don't worry, we got another one coming. Morgan Mitchell right down the pipe. Creo's ready now on the left side of the cage, able to make eye contact, deliver the ball, perfect feed. And again, 2 shots right one-on-one with the goalie. This is what we were talking about pregame. Kwoku hasn't had a chance on either one of these. They are not letting her get into a rhythm. This is exactly what Stony Brook wanted. Shots right in front of the cage. Kwoku's now thinking, I just want a shot. Just show me something defense I can save. Right, you're going to get her out of rhythm here with 2 on the cage on the doorstep one-on-ones.
So the penalty's done for Grace Harding. Stony Brook up 2-0. Goals from Macera and Mitchell. And it'll be Verhulst and Sissel back at the draw circle once again. Two 2-0 Stony Brook. Just over 90 seconds in, and the SeaWolves take another draw with Macera moving in. Ellie Macera readjusts and pitches it down for Jolie Creo.
That's Macera's 50th draw control of the season. It's clearly another strength of her game is finding that ball, playing off of Verhulst, and getting possession for the SeaWolves.
Kaylin Hart looking for some space for Aaron McQuarrie. Now Creo. And a hold called against Drexel. They're going to get Belle McHugh, the veteran defender. Beg your pardon, Allie Van Slyke called for the foul. So here's Creo over to Hampel, circling in, and she bounces another one home. 3 in a row out of the gate for Stony Brook. Less than 3 minutes into this one.
This is all Stony Brook early, getting possession and then making them pay. Right, this is a nice possession, nice play here by Hampel. Able to read the defender coming at her, step around, take that one more step to glory, we call it, right? Get upfield, turn your hips, and bury it. Nice play by Jaden Hampel.
Well, what a start for the SeaWolves here at home. 3 goals in less than 3 minutes. And for Drexel, this is eerily similar to what they experienced on Wednesday against San Diego State. They were down 3-0 less than 5 minutes into the game. they would score they would keep the Aztecs scoreless for the next 50-plus minutes, as you said, Justin. This is a different team than San Diego State as far as offensive firepower in Stony Brook.
Yeah, no doubt, Sam, but I think your point is a good one, right? Drexel's not worried about that. Drexel's saying we've been in this position before. We're okay. We're going to stay calm, but it's got to start right here in the draw circle, right? They need possession. If they're going to score, they need possession. You've got to be able to get one here from Verhulst and from Macera.
Well, right now it's Jaden Hampel who's in the draw circle for Stony Brook. And there's a whistle and a violation against Stony Brook and Hampel. It'll be Drexel running the other way. Here comes Corinne Bednarik, the Dragons' top scorer with 27 goals this season. Grace Harding behind the cage. Over on the left side for Haley Simpson. Here's Anna Maria Gragnani. Back to Harding. And over to Kate Morano. Gragnani trying to make some space. Simpson. Loose ball poked away, and it's Rongo once again forcing the issue for Stony Brook.
It's fun to watch this Stony Brook defense work, right? At this point, it's a well-established system, but it's unique. This zone with the backer in the middle of the field, it's not a system that many offenses are used to playing. It can really throw you off. It can really throw you out of rhythm, and you see it there working to perfection. Drexel can't find any open grass, right? They're so used to having one-on-one opportunities, dodging from the top down. You're not going to have that. There's always going to be a player there to help to the right or to the left. They're going to have to figure out some other way to penetrate this Stony Brook defense.
Stony Brook defense has always been the calling card under Joe Spallina. SeaWolves had the #1 scoring defense of the country last year for the 6th time since Coach Spallina took over the program in 2012.
The faces change, but the system remains, and so the standard remains, right? It works.
3-0 Stony Brook early in the first quarter. Alex Fusco, the sophomore, has checked in. Jaden Hampel also involved on the attack. Macera making a cut and a save by Cuoco.
Nice play by Cuoco. Same as that situation we had on Macera's first goal, right? She's being shut off, so she tries to go for the back door, and again, a one-on-one. But that's what Cuoco can do. She can make those incredible saves like I talked about in the pregame.
Jen Cuoco had 17 saves, a career high in Wednesday's win for Drexel against San Diego State. Dragons able to break the ride. And now they set up shop. 65 on the shot clock. Still looking for their first goal just about 5 minutes in. Here's Harding. Goal line extended. Bednarik looking to dodge. Behind the cage for Morano. Sandra Godshall had a couple of goals against San Diego State. Quick movement for the Dragons. Godshall in front. Pass was deflected by Haley Dillon. And Dillon, the veteran for Stony Brook, comes away with a ground ball.
Yep, that Drexel got the look they wanted. They just didn't account for Haley Dillon having her stick perfectly in the passing lane there. But that's what they want. They want that look to the middle. Nice ride here for Drexel.
Claire Levy throws it away. It's picked up by Ellie Macera. Macera moving in, finds Mitchell close to the crease. She got knocked down. And we've got a whistle. Mitchell fouled. She'll have a chance from free position.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick things can turn, right? Those broken plays, Macera is so good in them, so fast, and her IQ is so high that she's going to be able to draw all the attention to her, and she knows Mitchell's there. Cutting to the cage now with the 8-meter.
8-meter chance for Mitchell. Winding up, the fire off the pipe. Rebound loose, and Cuoco able to gather it in for Drexel.
Yeah, just an incredible shot, right? To have that ability to be able to just step in and rip and hit pipe, that's incredible skill there for Morgan Mitchell.
Mitchell that close from her second one here in this first quarter. One of the most improved players for Stony Brook, who has become one of their most dangerous attackers.
Drexel's going to need a goal here to kind of find some momentum, find some excitement. It's going to come off a dirty play, a broken play, a ground ball in the middle, a shot, a deflection, something like that, right? This Stony Brook defense right now is just clicking on all cylinders here early.
The Dragons have checked in Maddie Fowler, flashing in the middle. They continue to work it, under 50 to shoot. Gragnani with the pass to Fowler. Now Molly Wygand, who's come in off the bench. Morano. Harding. Out top, Wygand. Gragnani with it. Just nowhere to go against the Stony Brook defense as Claire Levy jumps in for the interception. Levy looking in transition. Hangs onto it herself. Gives it up. Caitlin Hart finds Creo. Doorstep. Moving in. Off the post.
Another pipe. Creo, you got to switch hands there. It's tough to score with the stick to the outside of the goal. You switch to your right hand, you probably slam dunk it.
Hampel able to rebound, and she gets the layup to make it 4-0.
Yeah, nice play. Very similar for Jaden Hampel. It's clearly a strength of hers. Younger players, more inexperienced players want to shoot as soon as they see the net. Right, as soon as I get one step, I'm going to shoot right now. Nope, she holds it, takes one more step upfield, and now she's looking at the entire net. And you're the goalie there. You've just got no chance. Good play by Jaden Hampel.
And a timeout taken by Drexel. 7:56 to go in the first quarter. And Stony Brook is all over Drexel. 3 different goal scorers for the SeaWolves. Jaden Hampel has her second. One of your favorite players, Justin, does a lot of different things. One of the energy bunnies for Stony Brook.
That's right. We were talking in the pregame. Hampel, when you need a play, right, she's not the top of the box score kind of player, but over and over for Stony Brook, when they need a play, when they need a great defensive play, a cost turnover, a clear, or a goal like that, who do you see? You see Jaden Hampel, right? And those are the kinds of players, those are ultimately championship-winning players, right? Ultimately, in May, every team has 1, 2, 3 stars, right? It's a star-driven sport. But who's got 4, 5, and 6? Who's got players that can make plays in an even, tight game when it's hot out and everyone's tired? Stony Brook's got Jaden Hampel, right? And that's the kind of player you need. And time again, she's proven it for years now, right? She's proven her role. She's built her role, and she's an incredibly important piece of this offense.
Well, these are all the goals for Stony Brook so far this first quarter. First it was Massera, then Mitchell. There's Hampel's first, coming off of the foul, and then here's the one moments before, shot off the post but sticks with it. And quickly a 2-goal game for Jaden Hampel, who burst onto the scene with 5 in the season opener against Michigan. That was all the way back in February. Seems like ages ago. She had 5, matching her career high.
Yeah, and she just plays with such a confidence, right? I think that's a testament to the kind of young woman she is. She's confident. She knows what she's doing. She knows this system now. And she's a leader for this team, even though she's not one of the team's top scorers. Drexel's got to figure something out here, right? Stony Brook, 4 goals, 2 shots off pipes, and just 1 save. Like I said, Drexel needs to get a goal. They're going to need to get something dirty, muck it up, a goal in front, a ball loose in front of the cage, pick it up, put it in the back of the net. A cutter, a backside, something, right? They're going to need something here to sort of change the momentum of this game, right? The first, 8 minutes in have all been Stony Brook.
And there's Jen Cuoco, who has made a couple of saves. Also the goalie's best friend helping her out. 2 shots off the pipe, as Justin mentioned. Right now, Stony Brook up 4-0. They have 7 shots. Drexel has not gotten a shot off. The Dragons have turned it over 4 times.
Yeah.
All 4 of them caused turnovers forced by the Stony Brook defense. So it'll be Verhulst and Sissel in the draw circle again, and the SeaWolves win another.
Clockwork. Massera just knows where the ball is going. It's incredible at this point, right? You know your teammates. You know where they like to go. You communicate before the draw. But Massera just has a knack for the ball.
3 out of the first 5 draws to Stony Brook. Looking to make it 5-0 after the timeout taken by Drexel. Hampel already with 2. Moving, waiting for a cutter. Now trying to go in alone. Spun out by Cameron Ryan. She gives it up to Massera. Now Charlotte Verhulst. Erin McQuarrie. Kaylin Hart dispossessed. But a whistle for a foul. Belle McHugh unable to get the clean stick check there.
Yeah, and you saw over on the other side of the field here as we take another look at that foul against Kaylin Hart. You saw the other side of the field. They're trying to find creative ways to get Massera the ball as Drexel is shutting her off all game with number 25, Cam Ryan. Yeah, let her have it back at X.
Here's Massera. Whips it home. Ellie Massera with a bullet. She's got 2 here in the first quarter. It's 5-0 SeaWolves.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, Sam. I got a feeling that that's going to be the last time they let her catch the ball back at X, right? That their strategy clearly coming into this has been to shut Miss Sarah off, try to have somebody else beat you, but let her catch it at X. Well, that's what she can do. You let her catch it. She hasn't had the ball, hasn't had a lot of opportunity to dodge. She's going to say, hey, here's my chance. You better respect me at X as well. She's going to take it, beat her player one-on-one, turn the corner, and score 5-0 all Stony Brook in this one early.
Plenty of substitutions coming in for Drexel as they bring in Alex Wall and Haley Simpson. Fowler and Wygand come off. Back to the draw circle. 5-0 Stony Brook. Verhulst and a new draw taker in there for Drexel. I believe it's Kate Morano. Beg your pardon, it was Anna Maria Gragnani. Regardless, the draw taken by Stony Brook and Verhulst. Haley Dillon moving forward for Stony Brook, which has controlled this game all throughout this first quarter.
Time of possession, not a statistic that is kept in lacrosse, but if it was, this one would be heavily slanted towards Stony Brook. That draw, right, that's what makes lacrosse such a back-breaking game, right? The make-it-take-it aspect, right? In football, baseball, basketball, you let up a goal, you let up a run, you let up a basket, the other team gets the ball. In this sport, you have the opportunity to get the ball back right away, and it can be such a game of momentum, all of it Stony Brook here early.
Massera gives it up for Verhulst. Over to McQuarrie. Shot clock down to about 40. It's Kaylin Hart who zips it in. 6-0 SeaWolves. They put up their 4th different goal scorer of this first quarter, and it's Kaylin Hart who puts it home.
A really nice job by Kaylin Hart here. She knows what she wants to do before she even catches the ball, right? In her head, I am dodging. I am going to take an attack at the goal right here. So she is running at the ball, catching the ball with momentum towards the middle of the field. Her defender backing up, right, with a head of steam coming at you. That's a hard play. Where is she going to go? She's going to go under. She's going to go over. She can go either way, right? And flexing a little bit there. It's good to get on the box score, right? You see all your teammates scoring. Hey, I want one too. It's a nice play by Kaylin Hart there. And some of that little nuance is what makes her such a great player, really blossoming this year. Right, for years she's been a great scorer, right? A great attacker, like you said, Conference Attackman of the Year last year. This year she's also now blossomed into a feeder as well. Very balanced player. I think 19 goals, 18 assists coming into this one. It's a dangerous player. You don't know how to play a player like that.
That's goal number 20 for Hart. She had 7 points last week against Elon, three goals, 4 assists. And somebody jumped from Drexel on the draw, so Stony Brook gets another one. They can pour it on here, already up 6-0.
Sam, you don't want to say that possessions this early in the game are do-or-die possessions, but when it's 6-0, you've barely had the ball, your goalie's having a really tough time making saves because of the shots you're letting up. They really need to stop here or this thing's going to get away early.
6-0 Stony Brook, approaching 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 50 on the shot clock. Here comes Claire Levy, putting her head down, and she had it stripped by Alex Wall.
Nice play by Wall there. Might be the play they need to turn momentum.
Senior from Weddington, North Carolina with the takeaway, and she's able to clear all by herself. Maybe the Dragons can take some momentum from that turnover.
Yeah, nice play by Wall there. Not a typical play to go over the head, right? You're not going to coach that in most situations, but there's times you want to do it. Know your personnel, right? Claire Levy is not an attacker. That's not her strength. So, okay, maybe she'll hang it for you. She's moving away from the cage. This is a time where it might be an opportunity. Hey, I could go for this here. And in that, right, it's a lower risk, high reward. Drexel ball.
Corinne Bednarik has been quiet. Threw it into traffic, and it's intercepted once again by Haley Dillon.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, Sam. I was saying pregame that Drexel's going to need to find those cutters inside. I think the Stony Brook defense probably knew that too, right? And so they've been crashing a little bit harder than usual on all of those Drexel attackers inside, making those feeds hard. So far, Drexel, I think 3 or 4 times have thrown it to the middle, not a single one connected, and that's all Stony Brook's doing. Mostly Haley Dillon on the inside there, making it really hard for Drexel to connect.
Already 5 caused turnovers in this quarter for Stony Brook's defense. It's been all SeaWolves. Third game in the CAA to start this season. Kira Achitella has come in off the bench for Stony Brook on the attack. Senior player from Oakdale here on Long Island. Jolie Crayo spinning in. Threw it over the top of the net, caught by Macera. Hart gives it back to Macera. And Stony Brook will reset. Mitchell, she's already got 2 goals. McQuarrie. Here comes Hart zigzagging her way, and Kaylin Hart finishes once again.
Great scorers can score from any angle, can score from any position. Kaylin Hart right there drops her top hand and shoots it sidearm. That makes it even harder for the goalie to read where that ball is going. A nice little pick there by McQuarrie, a little flyby. So you have a little bit of confusion with the 2-man game on the inside. Am I going to take the ball? Am I going to take the cutter? Am I going to take the pick? What do I do here? And ultimately, I mean, that goal is all Kaylin Hart, right? She's got a lethal shot going to the right, going to the left. She can do it all, shooting sidearm, shooting overhand, shooting underhand. She's got, right, we would call a bag of tricks, and she can just continue to go into her bag and find other things to confuse a goalie, to confuse a defense.
Well, it is a beatdown early, 7-0 Stony Brook. 2 goals from Kaylin Hart, 2 goals from Jaden Hampel, and 2 goals from Ellie Macera. 1 more from Morgan Mitchell. And you've got a touchdown lead for Stony Brook here at home.
Kenneth P. Laval Stadium, home of the Stony Brook SeaWolves football team as well. Nice, Sam.
New draw taker in for Drexel. Haley Simpson,
Yep.
5th-year player who has stepped up, second on the team in goals this season for Drexel.
Yeah, 22 goals, 3 assists coming into this one.
And Verhulst continues to win that first draw, and there's Ellie Macera to scoop it up and control it off the wing.
Players like Macera just have a knack for the ball, right? That's what makes her special, is her instinct. And so she can see the ball, right? Like, that's what makes a player like that great, right? Before the ball is even in the air, she can watch the players fighting over the draw and sort of have a sense where it's going before anybody else does. So then when the ball actually gets there, who's alone with the ball? How did she do it again? Ellie Macera. Well, it's her instinct.
Hampel right on the crease, denied by Cuoco. Aggressive play by the Drexel goalie. And now the Dragons can try and clear here, trailing by 7.
Really great defense there for Drexel Sissel, right? She makes sure that Stony Brook shooter has no angle, can't step upfield. So Cuoco can just get big right there on the corner of the cage, make the save. Really nice play there by Sissel.
Kate Morano trying to clear here. Stony Brook's ride giving her all kinds of trouble. Here come the Dragons. Godshaw pitches it back. Alex Wall over to Simpson. Morano moving with it. Hooks it back to Godshaw. Gragnani trying to work off of the 2-player game. And a whistle after Ella Whitehouse reached in. It'll stay with the Dragons.
Drexel had an open player in the middle there, but because of the Stony Brook intense pressure defense, the feeder, Gragnani, not able to see her in the middle open. Drexel got to their offense there. That's what they want to do, that little right-handed wheel around the left side of the cage. See if they get back to it again here.
Here they go, Gragnani, Godshaw, Bednarik. Corinne Bednarik probing, 25 on the shot clock. Another pass nearly intercepted. Near side loose and controlled by McQuarrie for Stony Brook.
Yeah, 2 things that the Stony Brook defense can control, right? We've been talking about how impressive they've been in the middle, knocking down passes. Well, you can't even get that pass in. You can't even see who's open if you've got a defender right in your face, who sticks right in your face, who sticks on your hand. But if you're more worried about the person right in front of you, you can't even see the middle of the field. And right there, Stony Brook's defense on ball is what caused that turnover.
6 caused turnovers created by the Stony Brook defense, which is well on its way to a shutout here in the first quarter. 7-0 SeaWolves in a rematch against Drexel after these 2 teams played in the opening round of the NCAAs last season. Last 37 seconds of the quarter, Stony Brook can hold for the final shot with the shot clock turned off.
And they will, content to pass it around and then watch for some motion here, maybe starting with about 12, 15 seconds left.
Last 7 seconds. SeaWolves looking to make their move, and they end up getting a free position. It'll be Kaylin Hart who will have free position from the 8-meter, 5 seconds to go.
Nice play by Kaylin Hart there to draw the shooting space. Call against the Drexel defense.
Hart winds up, free position shot, and a score. Stony Brook pouring it on here at home. The SeaWolves hang an 8 spot on Drexel here in the first quarter.
Kaylin Hart is a feeder. Kaylin Hart is a dodger. Kaylin Hart is a shooter. She can do it all. Right, makes one step in, drops that hand again, and a nice sidearm rip to the far side of the cage. Kuoku needs to find her rhythm, right? She's one of the best goalies in the country, but she's young. It's easy to rattle 18, 19-year-old redshirt freshman goalie when she can't see the ball early, right? Then some of these shots, right, that's a shot. She's going to watch that on film tomorrow and say, I should have saved that. That's a shot. All right, I can save that, right? Stick side, right by my stick. But when you're sort of rattled, you're not sure where the ball's going, you're playing these incredible shooters, it's first big-time moment like this, some of those shots then find their way to the back of the net, and it's sort of just momentum rolls on.
Well, it's a hat trick for Kaylin Hart. She has scored the last 3 for Stony Brook. 8-0, 2.9 seconds to go in the first quarter. One last draw here between Verhulst and Sissel, who has re-entered the draw circle for Drexel. Ball up in the air, loose at midfield, and there's the final horn for the end of the first quarter. What a dominating effort by Stony Brook here at home. Throwing a haymaker. SeaWolves up 8-0 on Drexel. We'll be back with the second quarter after these messages. All right, back at Stony Brook, second quarter about to begin, and it is all Stony Brook against Drexel. 8-0 our score. Sam Niederman along with Justin Berger. And Justin, Stony Brook just dominated in all 3 phases in that opening frame.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Complementary lacrosse, right? You start in the draw circle. Let's look. We got the stats here in front of us. 7-2, Stony Brook dominating in the draws, right? Musera and Verhulst, both with their fair share of getting the ball to the offense. Domination on offense, right? We saw it from different people. Kaylin Hart, Ellie Musera, Jaden Hampel, all getting their fingerprints on this game here early. Dodging, feeding, doing it all. There's really nothing going well right now for the Drexel defense, and so it's hard, right? You're in the huddle. What do you want to hold on to? You want to say point to this? Really? Stony Brook, it's just been... and yeah, here we go. We're looking at Stony Brook's defense as well. And so, right, for Stony Brook's offense, everything's been clicking. What do you stop? And then the last thing defensively, right? And we got caused turnovers in front of us. How many did you say, Sam? 5 caused turnovers for the Stony Brook defense. I was talking about it at the end of the quarter there. Right, their off-ball defense has been really strong. Haley Dillon in the middle of the field. Ella Whitehouse knocked a pass down. Jaden Hampel knocked a pass down. Stony Brook off-ball defense, great. Well, Stony Brook forced a turnover there at the end with their on-ball defense, right? Drexel has a cutter in the inside of the field, right? They've got Grognani wide open. I'm open. Find me. Well, you can't see her if you've got a defender right in your face, right? You got to think literally, right? If you're at home watching this, you got a stick covering her eyes. She actually can't see her in the middle of the field, and so that's frustrating, right? Everybody on the sideline says, hey, we've got somebody wide open. Well, Stony Brook has a defender right in her face, making sure that pass isn't even going to get off.
Well, let's see if Drexel can find some answers in the draw circle. They're back with Mara Sissel, who's their primary taker, transferred in from Arizona State last year. They tried Anna Maria Gragnani at one point. They tried Haley Simpson at one point. But as you mentioned, Justin, 7 out of the first 9 draws controlled by the SeaWolves.
And I like this adjustment to put Sissel in there. Sissel is an athlete, right? And sometimes when nothing's working, when you're not working, go to your best athlete. Put your best athlete in the middle and let them just try to win one like you're seeing right there.
Oh, there it is, right on cue, but actually a foul called, so it'll go the other way to Stony Brook. SeaWolves up 8-0. Charlotte Verhulst with some space to move in. You might have thought on the surface after a close call against Johns Hopkins on Wednesday that maybe that was a good thing for whoever Stony Brook would play next, but not really. Stony Brook coming out with a vengeance here after a tough first 3 quarters and a big fourth quarter comeback to take the win on the road against Hopkins. They are wasting no time here at home.
Stony Brook's so consistent, right? We talked about the midweek games being out of rhythm. Well, this is their rhythm. Saturday, 1 o'clock, Laval Stadium, playing in front of this incredible Long Island lacrosse community. This is where they hit their sweet spot, and they just need to continue to show up, and they certainly have early today.
First possession of the second quarter for Stony Brook. McQuarrie moving in, and she shoots it wide. It'll stick with Stony Brook. 31 on the shot clock. They're going to reset here with Creo. Wall, the trailing defender. Jolie Creo switching hands behind the cage. 22 on the shot clock. Here comes Hart. Stripped. Loose ball to Becerra. Only 12 to shoot. Becerra ranging behind the cage. Looks in front for Hampel. Lost it. Now a scrap for the ground ball. Only 3 to shoot. Still loose. And Mitchell can pick it up, but not before a shot clock violation.
Yeah, the best defensive possession we've seen for Drexel so far today, right? The sideline, we're looking down at them, getting fired up, rightfully so. Really nice job there. Stony Brook never really had an opportunity, right? There maybe at the end, Hampel slipped. That might have been the best look they had, but Drexel doing everything right that possession.
Oh, giveaway. Cuoco taken away by Kaylin Hart on the ride. In front, Claire Levy. Save, Cuoco.
Hey, that's what she can do. She can make those highlight saves. But it's tough. You have possession. You have the ball. You want to clear it. You want to take care of the ball with the clear. Stony Brook now gets a fresh shot clock possession again, and they're going to work, and Drexel's got to get another stop.
Man, big save, though, by Cuoco, despite the giveaway. That's her 4th of the game. The sophomore who is from Long Island. She went to Rocky Point High School from Sound Beach, just down the road. Her first season as a starter, Drexel graduated its old goalie, Zoe Bennett, who was a starter for the last 5 years. Last season, Cuoco redshirted as a true freshman, learned behind Bennett, and now has seasoned the opportunity as a sophomore.
She's had a fantastic season so far, Sam, and you don't want to take anything away from her. Another nice save there as Becerra attacked down the left side. Cuoco, 3rd in the country in save percentage in her first season playing. Certainly impressive, and Drexel's got to be really excited about the future of their defensive unit being anchored by Jen Cuoco.
Now the Dragons trying to break the ride here, get out of their own end. Pass gets away in the middle, and it's scooped up by Claire Levy. SeaWolves just putting Drexel on their heels.
Sam, you sort of smell blood in the water, right? Like that as a ride unit. Yeah.
Hart almost had it, going towards the crease, and she's knocked down. Foul against Drexel. So this is going to be an 8-meter here for Kaylin Hart. Take another look.
Yeah, nice face dodge there by Kaylin Hart. She does a good job tucking her stick and gets in position. If she wasn't fouled, that very likely could have been another goal for Kaylin Hart.
So Kaylin Hart, who ended the first quarter with a personal hat trick.
This is a threat right here.
Looking for her 4th, and she's got it. 4 in a row. Quattro for Kaylin Hart.
Yeah, Kaylin Hart is proving you can't give me 8-meter step downs with my left hand. I'm going to drop my hand. I'm going to shoot. You're not going to know where is it going. Is it going top left, top right? Right here. This is becoming an unstoppable part of Kaylin Hart's game.
The lefty rip. Her 4th in a row.
And Sam, this is the thing that makes this so difficult to stop, right? Is the goal right before the quarter ended, she took the same shot, left-handed, sidearm, and went hard left side. That one, she pulls it back and goes top right corner. Well, how do you stop that? Right, you're one-on-one 6 yards away. You don't know where the ball is going. You're guessing, right? It's like a penalty kick in soccer.
So that's 4 goals for Hart. That is her 11th in CAA play. She had a hat trick last week against Elon. She had 4 in the home CAA opener against Delaware. And she has scored the last 4 for Stony Brook, which leads at 9-0. Drexel still does not have a shot in this ball game.
All Stony Brook. And Sam, the point I was making before Hart attacked the net, right, is as Stony Brook, the team, you smell blood in the water, right? When you say, hey, we can step on their throat right here, let's turn the intensity up on that ride. Let's cause a couple turnovers in the ride as well, right? We've got them offensively. We've got them defensively. Can we get them in the ride? Well, there you go, right? They turn the intensity up, and they force 2 turnovers in the ride in the first 4 minutes of this quarter.
Charlotte Verhulst right off the draw, knocked away, loose in front, scooped up by Maddie Fowler. And a foul on Stony Brook will give Drexel some breathing space. But right again, as you mentioned, partner, coming in aggressive.
Yeah, here comes the ride as well, right? This is clearly something they talked about in the quarter break. Can we get a couple turnovers in the ride? They got 2. Drexel does a nice job breaking it there and now has numbers.
Numbers for a moment. Kate Morano, sophomore from Dallas, Texas, controls it behind the net. Let's see if the Dragons can at least get a shot off. They do not have a shot through a quarter plus in this one. Morano circling out. Great defense. Courtney Quinn, the freshman from Ward Melville, has checked in, along with Allie Macera, Ellie's sister. Getting some work on the defensive end for Stony Brook. Bednarik finds Fowler, knocked down inside the 8-meter, and a whistle will give her free position.
Yeah, Drexel gets what they want there, right? They get the right-handed circle. They get the cutters on the inside. Stony Brook with the pressure on ball, so they can't see the first cutter. A nice job there, though, by Maddie Fowler to be able to catch the ball, look at the net, draw the contact. This is going to be the best look right here that Drexel's had all day.
Drexel has not had a shot in nearly 20 minutes to open this game, just under 20. Lindsey Rongo gets a yellow card for the foul. Stony Brook decides to check in Alexa Constant in her place, freshman from Harborfields High School.
Fowler only 2 goals on the season, right? Not a key shooter for them. You got to go here. You got to take a shot.
Maddie Fowler with a free position. It's saved by Haley Duchnowski. Rebound comes out to Corinne Bednarik, but the first save of the day for the Stony Brook goalie.
Yeah, it's really nice to see one shot and make a save. That'll give you some confidence, right? Duchnowski, we saw her taking shots in between quarters just to stay warm. Nice play there.
Another foul drawn by Grace Harding. This time the officials whistle Alex Fusco. So it'll be a free position from the hanging hash for Drexel. Grace Harding, 19 goals this season. Fifth-year player from Pennsylvania. Decides to pass it back, and the Dragons work into their offense. Godshall for Wygand. Reset it with Fowler. Harding moves it. Drexel keeping it hot. Bednarik. Quick pitch. And another forced turnover by Charlotte Verhulst. The ground ball controlled by Claire Levy.
It can be tough to be confident with that much pressure when you're woman down, right? You have to know that everything behind you is working to get that far out, to push that far out. It's more comfortable to sink in. This Stony Brook defense right now clicking on all cylinders gives Verhulst the confidence to get all the way into the Drexel attacker's face and cause the turnover.
So just about a minute left on the penalty called on Lindsey Rongo. Stony Brook, a woman down here, bleeding it out. About 60 on the shot clock, just 53 seconds left on the penalty. And it's the SeaWolves who lead it 9-0. 8-0 in the first quarter. Kaylin Hart has scored the last 4.
Stony Brook just killing the penalty now, waiting to get even.
32 more seconds left on the penalty, 37 seconds to shoot. Alex Fusco or Jolie Creo, one of those two, standing by to join the attack. It's going to be Creo here. 17 on the penalty. There's a 6-second difference between shot and game, or penalty clock and shot clock, as Macera lost it going in for the shot, and it'll stay behind with the SeaWolves. 5 more seconds left on the penalty.
Nice recognition there by Ellie Macera to see the entire field wide open. Everybody pressing out on Drexel's defense on their players. So she sees all that green grass. Hey, I'll just go take it, take a run, low stakes, right? We've got a player behind the cage backing this up if it goes wide.
There's some confusion for Creo, who's trying to get in on the party. 3 more seconds left on the penalty, 13 seconds to shoot. The restart here, penalty is up. Creo joins even strength, and Macera hooks it past that near post. 3 seconds to shoot. Hart trying to make something happen. And there's the horn. Another solid 90 seconds of defense for Drexel.
Yeah, and Stony Brook's content with that, right? They didn't want to give Drexel the ball back and have to play woman down again. So that's really a defensive possession for Stony Brook's offense. And they'll absolutely take that and go now play even strength here. Your defense has been clicking all day. No reason to potentially risk giving Drexel another woman up opportunity.
So Drexel settles in. Even strength now. Bednarik, Aaron Pass looking for Godshall. This is a Drexel team that won the CAA last season. Their first CAA championship in program history. And they did it in dramatic fashion. They beat Towson in overtime in the CAA championship game. Bednarik out front for Wygand. Quick ball movement for Drexel. Bednarik. Pass intercepted by Haley Dillon. Another caused turnover for the SeaWolves, their 9th of the game.
Way back when Joe Spallina got to Stony Brook and concocted this defense and first installed it, what just happened right there is exactly what he would have said, hey, this is what we hope to do, right? They're going to work the ball around, they're going to get frustrated, they're going to throw the ball inside, and we're going to have an athletic, smart backer, right? A player that's free in the middle of the defense, not worried about any player. This version, it's Haley Dillon, right, who's going to be able to identify when the ball is coming in and is going to go knock the ball down or intercept it, right? That's exactly what the Stony Brook defense wants to happen. That's how this is drawn up to work.
Becerra in and out. Finds Hampel. 35 on the shot clock for Stony Brook. Already up 9-0. 6-minute mark here in the first half. Hampel moving around. Gives it up to Creo. Driving in. Now back out. Kira Achitella. 18 to shoot. Becerra around the pick from Mitchell. Might have taken some contact there, and she did. Whistle against Drexel will give Ellie free position here.
Yeah, this is dangerous. Stony Brook there working a clear pass down, pick down kind of offense. Looks like Drexel might have picked up a yellow card, Sam.
Yeah, Peyton Bement hit Becerra in the head with her stick. So it's going to be a penalty on Bement. Woman up opportunity for Stony Brook. 2-minute penalty on Bement.
Bement, one of the best defenders on this Drexel defense. One of the reasons they're trusting her to take on Ellie Becerra, the challenge of one of the best attackers in the country, and there Becerra gets the best of her. Bement's hands going high, and so Stony Brook's going to have a woman up.
Plenty of time for Stony Brook with the woman up. Hart moving in, and shooting space for the call. She'll have an 8-meter opportunity once again.
I say, have we seen this before?
Here she goes. Kaylin Hart already with 4 goals, winding up. Another free position chance. The lefty fires and it's wide. That time not on frame.
Yeah, you breathe a sigh of relief if you're the Drexel defense.
But still, Stony Brook going with 1:36 left on the penalty. That's an eternity. Mitchell got it. Morgan Mitchell continues her hot streak this spring. It's her 2nd goal of the game. And Stony Brook scores on the woman up to go 10-0.
Yeah, and Sam, you called it, right? I breathed a sigh of relief. Well, so did Drexel's defense, right? That's what oh, good. Kaylin Hart missed. That's great. She hasn't missed all day. She finally missed. And Stony Brook said, we're going to take advantage here of, and we're missing it on this angle, but of a back door. Yeah, you know, I shouldn't even say that, right? For Drexel, Cam Ryan's in good position, so I shouldn't even say Drexel fell asleep. That's really a great play by the Stony Brook offense. I should correct myself there. A really nice job. Morgan Mitchell cutting, and that's a nice play, right? The little nuance of that play is that Mitchell's cutting towards the feeder, right? She's cutting upfield, sticks in her right hand. She's ready. She's thinking about her shot before she even gets it, and that sort of play, right? That's what Cam Ryan can be in the perfect position. She can be right on her back. She can have a hand on her back, but the offense just has the advantage there. If she puts her stick in a position where Ryan can't get it, she's going to catch that, turn, score, just like we saw there.
It is 10-0, and it is a running clock with 4 and change to go in the first half here at Stony Brook. The number 6 SeaWolves just flat out dominating here against Drexel. It wasn't close when they played in the NCAA tournament, Justin. It was 16-4, but at least in the first half there was some fight. Obviously, some more stakes in that type of game.
Yeah.
But Stony Brook just not messing around.
No, and that's what you want, right, when you're the 6th ranked team in the country.
Shot fake by McQuarrie. Inside for Hart. And now a whistle against Drexel.
Looks like a hold on the inside there. Little interference.
So it's going to be another 8-meter for Kalen Hart, this time just inside the right hash. Kalen Hart moves in and is saved away by Cuoco.
Nice save.
Rebound Hampel, and she cashes in. Jaden Hampel with her third of the game. And the SeaWolves lead it 11-0.
What a play by Jaden Hampel. Right, finds the loose ball in the middle. I was talking about Drexel needs one of those dirty, muck-it-up ball down in the middle of the field goals. Stony Brook's the first one to get one. Nice play by Jaden Hampel, right? Picks the ball up off the turf, finds, I'm going to run to the middle of the field so that when I do get to look at the net, I'm going to see more of it. Turns, identifies where's the goalie, and then puts it in a position, puts it into place that Cuoco couldn't get it. Cuoco makes a great save, and it's tough when you play an offense this good, when you play a team with this many weapons, right? You make a save, you feel some confidence, I'm feeling good. Oh, there goes the ball right by me. It's just tough, right? It's everything's going Stony Brook way, and when you're in a game like this, the balls are going to bounce Stony Brook's way. They need a ball to bounce their way here to start feeling a little bit better if they're Drexel.
New player in the draw circle for Drexel, Grace Harding. Running clock, 2:08 to go in the half. 11-0 Stony Brook. 4 from Hart, 3 from Hampel, 2 from Mitchell, and 2 from Becerra. As Ellie Becerra scoops up the draw and is wasting no time trying to get forward into the attacking third. Got some whistles here as Stony Brook gets the offense set. Running clock, 1:40 to go. 10-plus goal lead for Stony Brook. Fusco into the game. Probably see some more reserves for Stony Brook in the second half. Kalen Hart tried to sweep it in. It goes behind the cage with 55 on the shot clock.
Yeah, she's known to do that, right? The behind the backs. Becerra had it between the legs.
Becerra saved by Cuoco.
And their Hart getting tricky with a little backhand flip. But a nice save. Drexel's going to get the ball with an opportunity here with a minute left.
Well, Cuoco has allowed 11, but she has saved 7, seeing a high volume of shots here in this first half. Drexel a chance to see if they can get that goose egg off the board here before the break. 53 seconds to play, and the Dragons throw it away on the far side.
That's uncharacteristic, right? This is a tremendous team, a tremendous offense. You can't have unforced turnovers in a game you're losing 11-0. It's not a formula for success.
Last 35 seconds of the half. Stony Brook has led from the jump. 11-0 running clock here to end this second quarter as Lindsey Rongo pulls off the one-woman clear. Joe Spallina trotting down. You can't see him quite on your picture, but trying to bark out last-second instructions to the offense. Sarah shoveled it away. 8 seconds to go in the half.
Feels like a little confusion.
Yeah, with the running clock here, they're not going to get a shot off.
Yeah.
The reset, there's the final horn on the first half. And actually, the officials are going to put more time back on the clock. The Drexel bench was heading to the locker room, but they're going to reset the clock here and give Stony Brook one last play. See how much time they put back on there. 2 seconds even. Becerra's got it on the second O in Stony Brook. And before the SeaWolves can get a shot away, the first half comes to a close. How about this here on Long Island? Stony Brook up 11-0 on Drexel here in conference play as we go to the halftime locker room. So the SeaWolves force the running clock at the end of this first half, and they lead it 11-0. We'll have halftime thoughts after these messages. Nice Sunday afternoon here at Laval Stadium. Stony Brook leads Drexel at the break 11-0 as we get you set for the second half of play. Sam Niederman here along with Justin Berger. And Justin, all Stony Brook in this first half as we look back at the highlights. SeaWolves wasted no time from the opening gun, getting on the board first with Ellie Becerra.
Yeah, nice play by Ellie Becerra there to open us up with the backdoor cut when she's being shut off. Set the tone early for what became all Stony Brook for 30 minutes.
Morgan Mitchell had a goal. Next 2 goals came from Jaden Hampel, who finished the first half with a hat trick.
Nice job by Hampel there, taking an extra step upfield, but the defense got it done as well. Claire Levy with the interception. Haley Dillon knocked a couple passes down. Ella Whitehouse forced a couple turnovers. Right, it's been all Stony Brook offense, defense, in the draw circle in the middle. It's been total domination here for the first 30 minutes.
11 turnovers by Drexel in that first half. They went nearly 20 minutes without a shot. They only had one shot in the first half off of a free position. There's Massera getting her second. It was just Stony Brook slicing and dicing on the offensive end. Kaylin Hart led the SeaWolves with 4 goals scored. She had a personal hat trick to end the first quarter and getting of the second, but that left-hand shot, it's just proving to be devastating once again.
Yeah, Kaylin Hart is lethal, right? And this is sort of coach's clinic. I want to be able to score in so many different ways. I want to be able to score off the dodge. I want to be able to score off the feed. I want to be able to score woman up. I want to score off 8 meters, set plays, broken plays in the middle. Every which way Stony Brook found the back of the net in the first half. That's what makes them such a hard team to defend. That they've got so many people that can hurt you, and they can hurt you in so many different ways. How do you stop them?
Really no way to stop them at this point for Drexel. 11-0.
Yeah, I guess a rhetorical question.
And no. You're good, my man. All the starters are out there right now for Stony Brook. We'll see when Joe Spallina decides to go to the bench if the game stays the way that it has been to start. Kaylin Hart, 4 goals to lead.
You might see some unfamiliar faces, some new faces here in the third quarter. That's pretty common in games this lopsided. You want to come out in the second half. You want to establish the same tone, and then you start taking your people out.
Well, Stony Brook controlled the draw circle in the first half, and they do it again here to start the second. 12 out of 14. Charlotte Verholst was in close. Finds Massera cutting, spinning, and firing wide as Ellie had a chance, and now they're going to call her for the shot.
A dangerous shot.
And that'll give it to Drexel.
Nice defense by Drexel. I want to shout out Cameron Ryan. She's done a good job, right? It's 11-0, and so you think, the Drexel defense probably having an off day, but Cameron Ryan's been there time and time again, and a nice job there. Charlotte Verholst had a good look in front of the cage, and Ryan closed the gap quickly and made it so that she had to pull it back out. Nice play.
So Massera gets a yellow card after the play. 2-minute penalty. So a woman up opportunity for Drexel. There's Massera standing by. Joe Spallina going over to talk with her.
Yeah, talking about shooting angle, you see Coach Spallina there. He's saying, hey, if you just drop that stick, right? If you shoot it down low instead of up high, you can avoid that call, right? If you've got a player a defender right in your face, he's like, learn from Kaylin Hart, right? You drop that stick a little low. We trust you. You can shoot sidearm, and we think you'll be able to put that where you want it to go, and that's a way to avoid that call.
They're making sure they get the clock right here. They had to reset the penalty to 2 minutes. 14:38 left on the game clock here in the third. And now we're off and running. Drexel down 11-0. Seeing if they can get something here with a player up to begin the third quarter. Bednarik.
Stony Brook defense still wants to be aggressive, even a woman down.
Lindsey Rongo guarding Alex Wall, who moves it out. Here's Corinne Bednarik, scoreless of that first half. Their leading goal scorer. A little flip inside for Simpson. And now shooting space to call as Drexel will get another free poke. Can the Dragons get on the board here? Haley Simpson with a free position shot and a goal. There's the first goal of the afternoon for Drexel. It's the fifth-year Haley Simpson who nets her 23rd on the season.
Yeah, nice play there by Simpson. Takes advantage of the opportunity she had. It's all set up right there, obviously woman up, but it's set up by a nice job by Corinne Bednarik. We haven't said her name too much today. Drexel's best offensive player. She loves that right-to-right split, right? She's always going to come back to that right hand, but she's got this hard, nasty split where she looks like she's going left, comes back right, excuse me. And so in that last play, right, she does it, draws the second defender over to her. You're already woman up. So now you got two people looking at you. Is able to dump it off to Simpson, who's able to take advantage, draw the free position, and then execute. Good job by Drexel. We avoid the shutout.
Haley Simpson, one of the veterans that came back for Drexel. The Dragons graduated a ton of their core from last season's conference championship team that made it to the NCAA tournament. They lost Carson Harris. She was their all-time leading goal scorer. Colleen Grady, their all-time leading assister.
Schneider Reith had, I think, a couple goals the last time these two teams played. She's not here anymore.
We mentioned Zoe Bennett, the goalie, so a lot to replace. But Haley Simpson, one of those veterans who's been stepping into their shoes. Here comes Claire Levy, downhill, right off of the draw, and she'll leave it to the attackers as Stony Brook gains possession once again.
Claire Levy, another player like Hampel, who just makes those plays in between the lines. Right, the defender isn't going to fill up the box score. You're not going to see her name. She's not going to be a Tewaaraton finalist, right? Not going to be a Tewaaraton watch list, but she does what this team needs to do to be in the top 5, the top 10, where they're so accustomed to being. You need players like Claire Levy. You need players like Jaden Hampel in order to establish yourself as one of the best teams in the country.
Kaylin Hart spinning in and knocked down. It's going to be a foul on Alex Wall. So another free position coming up here for Hart.
Yeah, it's an easy call for the officials, right? They're not going to let that go. Hart, such a dangerous dodger. She's going to draw the help, but you can't come with your hands extended like that.
Hart's free position, just casts it wide, and a false start. So she'll get another shot here. That time trying to go stick side on Cuoco, who saved a couple there in that first half. Kaylin Hart steps into it and rockets it home. Cinco for Kaylin Hart. She's got 5 to lead Stony Brook as the SeaWolves make it 12-1.
Yeah, so much of that is mental, right? Hart is looking downfield, sort of indicating, right? You see her eyes here are going to the right of the cage. Hey, I'm going to pass it. No, she was never going to pass it, right? She knew she was going to shoot the whole time. She moves her eyes, has Cuoco thinking maybe this is going to be pulled out. And then, again, like I talked about in the first half, right? She can shoot at any angle. When you have the ball there, the free position, she can shoot top left, top right. That time she just goes right above the goalie's head. What are you going to do?
Kaylin Hart with a season-high 5 goals on the afternoon. Her career high coming last year against Yale when she put up 6. And the reigning conference attacker of the year has struck again. Back to the draw circle, Verhulst against Harding. And Verhulst wins it for Stony Brook. Here come the SeaWolves, already up 12-1. Claire Levy over for Kaylin Hart. Alex Fusco coming in off the bench. Stony Brook still has its starters out there early in this third quarter.
And they will. They'll work that lead up 13, 14, 15, and then you'll start seeing them come out.
Here's Fusco, 5 goals this season. Now Aaron McQuarrie. Morgan Mitchell. Ooh, a little high, looking for Fusco in the middle. And it's picked up by Drexel. Here comes Maura Sissel, the Arizona State transfer in her 6th season of college lacrosse.
Yeah, and I was just going to give Maura Sissel some credit, and there you go. So she retains possession, but a nice job feeling the pressure. And like we've got a call here. I'm not sure. But Drexel will retain possession. A nice job by Sissel there, picking the ball up, feeling the pressure on her back, hiding the stick in front of her so she doesn't get checked from behind. You see it again there as I'm saying it. She's a nice player in the middle of the field. Their best athlete. She has that one-woman clear ability and some good instinct to be able to feel the pressure on her back. Nice job there by Maura Sissel.
Bednarik into the middle, trying to find Lindsey Dean. who's getting her first action of the day. She did not play on Wednesday against San Diego State. And here come the SeaWolves off the turnover. Aaron McQuarrie, who did have a goal in the NCAA tournament against Drexel, dishes it out. Hampel moves in. Jaden Hampel saved on the doorstep by Cuoco.
Nice save there by Cuoco.
Jen Cuoco with 9 saves in this game. Stony Brook will reset. Clock under 8 minutes here in the third quarter. SeaWolves up 12-1, looking to get to 3-0 in the CAA. And 8-2 their first 10 games of the season. Stony Brook moving into the CAA for the first time in program history.
Yep, for Stony Brook, looks like 19. Jaden Donley's checked into the game for the first time today.
The true freshman, Claire Levy, fired in a shot, got saved by Cuoco. And here comes Drexel. Timeout, Drexel.
Good timeout, feeling the pressure.
So Katie O'Donnell calls for timeout. And that stops the clock with 7:18 to go here in the third. 12-1 Stony Brook. Sam Niederman along with Justin Berger. Talking about Stony Brook going into the CAA, Justin, it's really more of the same after just basically a decade of dominance in the America East Conference. They end up winning 9 straight titles, go out on the winning streak. Unfortunately, unable to compete in the postseason last year, but still got the at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. Last season, they were the 8th seed for the second straight year. Lost to North Carolina in the Elite Eight for the second straight year. This team trying to get over the hump. Program still looking for its first Final Four.
Yep.
And that man in the middle, Joe Spallina, hungry as ever, trying to prepare his team for May Lacrosse.
No doubt about it, Sam. And these are resume builders, right? These you just need to take care of business in these games, right? That's what's expected. You come into these conference games, especially now, you said it, your first year in a new league, and people are going to ask, is this the same dominant Stony Brook team that we've come to expect? Stony Brook looking, it's sort of been their white whale, if you will, that top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. It's been so hard for them to achieve that. They haven't got one. And what that means, right, is they get that home game in the quarterfinals, that berth to the Final Four. That's what this program is hunting. That's the next step, is that Final Four. Well, the way you do that is by a home game in the quarterfinals, that Elite Eight round, if you will. You need a top 4 seed, right? And so they've gone to North Carolina a couple years in a row now. Well, they want North Carolina to come here. The way you do that is by going into the NCAA tournament, one of the best 4 teams in the country. And so to do that, what they have to do, they've got to knock off a Northwestern or a Syracuse, right? Haven't been able to do that so far this season. But they also need to take care of business in the conference play, right? You can't have a slip-up. You have a slip-up in the conference play, and you can forget a top 4 seed, right? So they come out today, take care of business. That's easier said than done. Being consistent week in and week out, showing up every single, flying to Carolina and playing Elon, coming back, playing a midweek in Baltimore, playing home. It's hard to show up and play your best lacrosse every single game, but that's what it means to earn a top 4 seed. And so you got to give them credit today, right? And just sort of another notch in the belt. It's not done yet, right? They've got to finish here, but certainly a dominant effort from Stony Brook so far.
So after the timeout, Drexel in possession. Molly Wygan juking around Morgan Mitchell. And collision on the far side of the field. Wygan goes down. Got tangled up with Jaden Hampel.
If I'm Drexel, I want to see Bednarik attack herself here, right? She's got the ball right there. She's done a nice job today, a couple times of drawing a second defender and moving it to the inside. You're first team all-conference player last year. You're our best player. We need you to go. We need you to go score a goal.
Less than 30 on the shot clock for Drexel. Under 6.5 to play in the third quarter. Here is Bednarik looking for Lindsey Dean, and there's just no room in the middle of that Stony Brook zone.
Yeah, that's just not working, right? We saw it all first half. Bednarik's got that lethal right-to-right split. You see it there. She draws 3 people. I mean, you think you draw 3 people, you'd be able to get somebody open on the inside, but Stony Brook's got those 2 low players. Ella Whitehouse, who just steps right up and clogs up the middle.
Free position for Lindsey Dean, who has it saved away by Haley Duchnowski. A rare save for Duchnowski in this game, her second, as she turns away Dean on the free position.
Nice save there by Duchnowski. Hasn't had many opportunities today. 2 saves on 3 shots on goal.
A grad transfer from LIU, Long Island native from Miller Place.
And we talked about her needing to have a bounce-back game after an uncharacteristically struggle against Hopkins this week. 3 saves, 9 goals against. Obviously, like I said, not many opportunities so far today, but when she's had them, 2 nice saves, both on free positions.
Kaylin Hart has 5 goals, gives it off to Morgan Mitchell. See if Mitchell can get a third potentially. Here's Massera. She also has 2. .30 on the shot clock. Hampel finds Mitchell, who has the quick turnaround shot for another goal.
Sam, as I'm watching there, it's hard to sort of diagnose what Stony Brook's offense is. They've got a couple different sets they get into, right? They get into this pass-down, pick-down set. They get into a wheel set. They get into a workaround, cuts from the outside. That was sort of just a street ball, pick it up, and people moving around. It was sort of hard to diagnose. Well, that's hard for a defense to diagnose where the ball's coming there as well, right? Sometimes you just let your talented players be talented, right? Let them make plays. They know what they're doing, right? And that's sort of one of the most fun parts about an offense is when you have everybody that knows their role, knows everybody else around them, knows where Mitchell wants the ball, knows how Massera's going to cut. When you get to this part of the season and you're clicking like that, sometimes it's the most fun. Get into a set, right? We'll get into a 3-3. We'll get into whatever our offense is, and then just play. And that's how that goal happened right there. Just play.
So Morgan Mitchell's got 3. How about this? Jaden Hampel, 3 and 3. She's got 6 points on the afternoon. Everybody getting involved for the SeaWolves here in this conference matchup. Clock is running with under 4 to go in the third. And Claire Levy scoops up the draw. I mean, how much fun is it to watch her play?
Yeah, Claire Levy is an awesome player and has been for several years now. A great athlete, tough, and does the stuff that nobody else wants to do, right? And that's the selfless teammate aspect that you just love to see and that teammates love to play with. And that's why you hear all the time when you interview any of the goal scorers, they're all so quick to point to the defense, to point to Haley Dillon, to point to Claire Levy, to point to the new faces on the defense and say they're pretty important too, right? This Stony Brook team, obviously we know the stars on offense, but built on players like Claire Levy.
A couple of youngsters have checked in. Jaden Donnelly, the freshman's back in. So is Casey Colbert. Massera trying to duck in, and she got some contact to the head. So that's going to give her a free position. Ellie with 2 goals in this game. Relatively quiet for her standards, but looking to make it a hat trick. Massera moves in, and Cuoco with another good save. That is her 10th. Drexel looking to run in transition. Godshaw gives it up to Wygand. Here comes Alex Wall.
Let's see if Drexel tries to work the ball behind. They got to try something different, right? And this top-down, looking top to the inside, it just hasn't worked. They haven't really got a look in a settled set all game. You got to try something different here if you're Drexel offensively.
Bednarik threw it in front for Harding, got away, and it's picked up by Morano. Here's Corinne Bednarik. Her shot swept aside by Duchnowski, but there was a foul beforehand. So Corinne Bednarik's going to get a free position opportunity. The senior from Glenmore, PA. She has emerged as Drexel's star.
Yep.
The next in line after Carson Harris and Colleen Grady. Corinne Bednarik ready with the free position. Everybody's set. Duchnowski ready in the cage. Bednarik moves in, and it's shouldered away by Duchnowski. Really? Another big save by the Stony Brook goalie.
Great effort today from Duchnowski. Good for her to rebuild her confidence after that midweek game at Hopkins.
44 seconds to go on the third. Shot clock turned off. Drexel trying to add one more. Their only goal on a free position by Haley Simpson. Tall pass gathered by Wygand. Wall tosses in front from Murano. Ends up getting picked off. It's Aaron McQuarrie who comes away with it. And a foul on Harding will give it to Stony Brook. 17 seconds to play in the quarter.
Yeah, the Stony Brook defense just giving Drexel fits. We've seen this now time and time again all game. Drexel just not able to find anything inside.
Last seconds of the third. Hampel moves it back out. 2 seconds, 1 second. Colbert throws it in front. And there's the final whistle here in the third quarter. Stony Brook still on top. SeaWolves controlling it heading into the final quarter. It's 13-1 Stony Brook over Drexel. We'll have the fourth for you when we come back. Welcome you back here to Stony Brook in the Drexel huddle. Alyssa Guido there in the blue hat. Former Stony Brook player. Played here under Joe Spallina in her second season as an assistant at Drexel. One of multiple alums here in the house at Kenny P. It is Alumni Day at Stony Brook for the women's lacrosse program. Multiple alums here. Allie Kennedy, Taryn Ohlmiller, some of the recent greats. Justin, always good to come back and support the program.
Yeah, it is. And this program is unique in that they've got star power, and the roster of stars is here back today. It was pretty cool talking with the coaches before the game. Allie Kennedy, now an assistant at Virginia, back. Dorian Van Dyke, who, after spending a couple years as an assistant at Arizona State, moved over to Johns Hopkins this year. They saw her on Wednesday of this week. She made the trip up for today. Taryn Ohlmiller back. Kylie Ohlmiller not here, or she'd be wearing my headset. She
right.
had something else to do today. But great for this program to bring all these people back that have meant so much to building what it is today, right? And I was talking to Kylie yesterday to prepare for the game, and she was just talking about how proud she is of where the program is today. That the program at this point now recruits itself, right? She was saying, when I was here, we didn't get the kinds of recruits that they're getting now, but I'm proud of what we've built, proud of what Coach Spallina has built to only make the program better. The future is bright, built on the backs of all the alumni who are here in attendance today. Pretty cool.
The program has come a long way, that's for sure. Joe Spallina taking over in 2012, and it has been one of the best in the sport. In fact, today, Stony Brook can pick up its 100th win since 2017. Program has gone 99 victories since then, and they have won over 80% of their games. Hang on, we got a whistle here. Maddie Fowler late to come on for Drexel. There are a couple new players into the game for Stony Brook. Mackenzie Mitchell, Morgan's sister, has entered the game on defense, number 22. Casey Colbert remains in the game for Stony Brook on the attack. So Drexel trying to chip back away here. Lindsey Dean with a shot and a goal as she gets it past the new goalie, Aaliyah Jones, who's also coming to the game. And Dean is back on the score sheet for the first time this week.
Yeah, nice job there by Drexel, sticking with it. Right, and you've got a mix here of familiar faces for Stony Brook, but also some new faces. And so that's a good job by Drexel there, showing how they can beat this defense. The new goalie, right, it's just like the beginning of a game. You don't want to let the new goalie that's in get confidence. You want to put one by her early here, right, in the first minute of the fourth quarter. And nice job there by Drexel of sticking with what they've tried all game, haven't been able to get to those top-down looks to the middle, able to finally get one there.
So Lindsey Dean picks up her 9th goal of the season. She is a Long Island native from Dix Hills, one of 3 Long Island natives on Drexel. True freshman Haley Klupful is from Eastport South Manor. And then, of course, we mentioned the goalie, Jen Kuoko, who is from Rocky Point.
So much talent here on Long Island, right? You look at every roster. You look at top teams in the country all the way down, every team in Division I, Division II, Division III, and every team's got Long Island kids. It's truly a hotbed for the game. And good to see Lindsey Dean out there. She missed their last game against San Diego State. We weren't sure if she was going to play today or not, so good to see her back out for this Drexel Dragons team.
Clock still running. Stony Brook leading it by 11. Under 13 to play. Casey Colbert with it behind the cage. Young sophomore that Joe Spallina was very high on coming into the season, has given her some more playing time. And she has so far capitalized for Stony Brook with 3 goals. Kaylin Hart, 5 goals to lead the team today, 1 off of her career high. Morgan Mitchell with it. She's got a hat trick. Spins it over for Jaden Hampel, 3 goals and 3 assists. There's Stephanie Doyle, who's also gotten into the game. Ellie Macera with a shot and a score.
Nice job there by Ellie Macera doing what she does so often, of getting to her strong hand, getting across the top, and burying a shot. Goalie stick side. Yeah, you see that the little flyby picks can be hard to play. Not necessarily because the screen ever connects, but because you're worried about the player coming at you. You see a screener coming out of the corner of your eye. Sometimes you give her just enough attention, particularly against a player like Macera. So quick, right? Quick twitch. She's going to, if you hesitate even for a second, you look over, is there a screen coming? Boom, gone. And she gets to her strong hand. You can't recover. And Macera there puts one away. Nice job. And those possessions, Sam, so important, right? All of the players now, your bench isn't empty yet, but you've got a couple people coming in that we would say are one injury away from needing to play, to being called into action, right? So you've got a couple starters still in, a couple people who are on the bench who aren't key starters, but any game, any moment this season, right, could come in and be called upon, right? So those moments when you can get sort of a mix of different people playing together and can we make this work? Can we still run the same sets? Those are important.
Got some contact off of the draw. Claire Levy goes down hard.
Big contact, and you hate to see that.
Yeah, late in the game, too. Jaden Hampel was taking the draw against Mara Sissel. And, yeah, Levy just pushed from behind by Alex Wall.
And it looked like Sissel got her in the head sort of inadvertently, right? Levy was lunging towards her.
And trying to shake it out. Maybe it might be her left wrist.
Arm. Yeah, she's going to come out of the game.
Yeah, kind of holding her wrist close to her body. So hopefully Claire's all right. They'll get her checked out on the sideline. Play on for Stony Brook. Stephanie Doyle into the game. Mackenzie Mitchell into the game. Avery Hines has checked into the game on defense for Stony Brook, the sophomore. So some of those reserve players that you mentioned, Justin, getting some time here with about 10.5 to go. Allie Macera, Ellie's sister, is also in the game. True freshman who joined the squad, was committed last year, and now both the Macera sisters within the program. Got a foul here. Aaron McQuarrie draws the foul from Belle McHugh. Outside the second arc here. And now they're going to move it into the 8-meter. So free position for Aaron McQuarrie, looking to get in on the scoring party here in the fourth quarter.
Winding up like she wants to shoot. See if she's going to take one.
McQuarrie, the wind up, and her shot saved by Cuoco. 11th save of the day for the sophomore goalie. The one bright spot for Drexel. Now the Dragons move into the attacking half, trailing by 12. Running clock, 9:32 to play. Bednarik with the dodge. Deals it to Simpson. She had a goal earlier in the game. See how these younger Stony Brook players operate on defense.
That's exactly right. Right, let up a goal early in the quarter, but you want to be able to hold yourself to the same standard.
Lindsey Dean in close again, and she fires it over the top. Looked like Aaliyah Jones got a piece of it. The junior goalie from Texas who has entered the game. Austin native. You ever been down to Austin?
Once, yeah, January of this year.
Really?
Yeah, cool town.
Yeah, awesome town. Good music, good food.
No doubt about it.
Austin City Limits. One of the Jones, one of the rare players on this Stony Brook roster that's so Long Island heavy. Come down from a place like Texas. Got a foul on Lindsey Dean. 2-minute penalty, so woman up here for Stony Brook for the next 2 minutes as Lindsey Rongo clears. Kelsey Lonegro has checked into the game. Number 16, the veteran.
We saw this once earlier. Stony Brook with the ball offensively, content to kill the penalty.
Zoe Kruger has also checked into the game. True freshman from the lacrosse hotbed of Orangeville, Ontario. Tried to get it to her right there. Ball goes behind, and it's taken by Simpson. Here comes Haley Simpson on the run. Grace Harding. And now behind for Morano. Bednarik jumps with it. Here's Wygand. Maddie Fowler as the Dragons work it around, trailing by 12. And now a foul called against Stony Brook. They're going to get Jaden Hampel, so free position here for Drexel with the player down.
Bednarik, she tried and true, that right-to-right split. She loves that move. It works for her, though, so why try something else? She gets around people.
Bednarik moves in and hits the post. Ball comes way out. Massera has it. Took some contact from Fowler. Still goes. Switches hands as she goes across midfield and gets it ahead. Jaden Hampel has options. Negro plays it over to Colbert. Here's Kruger. And Stony Brook will slow it up. The last waning seconds of the penalty. Allie Van Slyke jumps into the game, and we're back at even strength. Monegro fakes the shot. Colbert tosses it back for Massera. Kruger in front for Hampel. BTB goes wide.
That's the perfect time to try a BTB, right? You're coming down the right side of the field in your right hand. You're not going to be able to switch to your left hand. You've got a player on your left shoulder, and so you want to increase your angle, and this team makes some. Kalen Hart's made some.
Hampel spin move off the pipe.
Ellie Massera's made them. Jaden Hampel, why not try?
Now transition for Drexel. Alexa Constant back into the game for Stony Brook. Here comes Fowler. Big save by Aaliyah Jones. But there's going to be a foul against Drexel. That'll keep it with Stony Brook. Nice save there by Jones in the cage.
Great save by Aaliyah Jones. And that's something we've talked about, a theme we've talked about today, right, is goalies finding a rhythm. Jones lets up the first shot she sees, but is able to bounce back and has a couple saves here in the fourth quarter. You like to see that confidence. You like to see some depth. It's always good, right? You get into these situations. Coaches are still locked in, right? They want to see who's ready to go. All of these players, one injury, one issue away from being called upon to play. These are important minutes. Not only for these players on the field, but for this team. And so that's why you see, even in games lopsided like this, as players come out, they're still engaged, right? They're still cheering on their teammates. And backup score goals, right? Sometimes those are the most electric sideline celebrations because they're so happy for the players who work just as hard in practice as the starters and the stars, right? And just don't get the attention. And so these are exciting moments for all of these young players who get to come in and play real minutes against a good CAA opponent.
Courtney McClay has checked in, number 33 for Stony Brook. She has it right here. 18 on the shot clock. McClay looking to make a move. Van Slyke knocks it away, but not before a whistle. Foul on Drexel. 10 seconds to shoot, and a free position for the hanging hash for Stony Brook. Courtney McClay with it from Williamsville. That's over in Buffalo. Upstate, moves in. McClay scores! Courtney McClay with her first career goal at Stony Brook.
Grab the ball. That's a locker room celebration, and like I said, Sam, sometimes when these players who don't always get the minutes get to get in there and score, you see the sideline going crazy for McClay. That's fun as she comes off here. She's going to get a lot of love from the crowd, a lot of love from her teammates.
There it is for Courtney McClay. Her first career goal. The sophomore able to take advantage and put one in the back of the net. That makes it 15-2. Clock still running with 3:22 to go. Nice moment for Courtney McClay. Still embracing her teammates on the sideline.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. And you see the 6th-year Haley Dillon run over and give her a hug, right? That's a big indicator of how they feel about these young players who keep them sharp in practice, right? When your leader, 6th-year captain, comes over and congratulates you, that's what these moments are all about, right? Is about celebrating the team and celebrating the players who don't often get the spotlight.
Offensive charge taken by Mackenzie Mitchell.
Yeah, very nice.
A nice play by the other Mitchell for Stony Brook. Morgan with a hat trick, and now Mackenzie getting it done on the defensive end.
Yeah, and talking with Kylie Ohlmiller, I said, what makes the Mitchells special? What makes them good lacrosse players? She said, their lacrosse IQ. That I'm not surprised at all at the season Morgan Mitchell is having. She said, knowing the Mitchells, they always know the right play to make. And that was just a really heady lacrosse IQ play by Mackenzie Mitchell, drawing the charge and forcing the turnover. That was a nice play.
Well, Stony Brook turns it over here. Last 2:13 to go. 15-2 Stony Brook. They led 11-0 at the half. There's been a running clock since the end of the second quarter. No problems at all for the SeaWolves as they bounce back from that close win against Johns Hopkins. Lindsey Dean moves in, and her shot saved away by Aaliyah Jones. Loose ball comes out to Aaron McQuarrie. Stony Brook will be on the road in its next game Friday at Monmouth, continuing in conference play. Kaylin Hart had it knocked away, and it's scooped up by Haley Simpson. After that, Justin, they play their last non-conference opponent of the season. It'll be the following Wednesday against Rutgers, the number 25 team in the country. Of course, SeaWolves played the Scarlet Knights last year in the NCAAs as Corinne Bednarik moves in and scores her first goal of the game to make it 15-3. So Bednarik gets on the board. That is her 28th of the season, her first of today.
Yep, nice play there by Bednarik. Fortunately for Drexel, it might be a little bit too little, too late, but a good play. Stay with it. You know, finish to the final whistle, right? The game is still playing. We're still going to play hard. Senior, captain, leader, sets the tone for everybody else. Right? You got two choices in this moment, right? You fold, pack it in, let's go back to Pennsylvania, or you can play to the final whistle. Good for her. Way to play through the end of the game.
Running clock still going, 40 seconds. Casey Colbert taking the draw for Stony Brook. Drexel will have Elon next Friday in conference play, looking to bounce back.
And Sam, you were saying a little bit ago, how long until the Stony Brook matchup with Towson? That's the big 1-2.
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah, we'll be
at Towson too.
We'll be looking forward to that one. That'll be a great matchup.
And Narek looking for one more, maybe. Closing seconds of this one. And Harding fires it behind the cage. 9 seconds to play. Simpson, long pass off of Bednarik's stick. Ball is loose. Clock is counting down. And that is it here at Stony Brook. The number 6 SeaWolves come back home to Laval Stadium and win it in convincing fashion against Drexel. Stony Brook 15, Drexel 3, as the SeaWolves improved to 3-0 in CAA play and moved to 8-2 on the season.
Another great day for Stony Brook here on Long Island in conference play. Stay consistent. It is so hard to get up every single Saturday and play to your standard. And they did it once again today. A lot of the key faces showed up. Kaylin Hart, another tremendous day. Morgan Mitchell, a good game. Ellie Massera, a couple goals. Jaden Hampel, a couple goals. Really, we talk about the offense so much. Stony Brook's defense today is the story, right? They gave Drexel fits all day. Drexel just wasn't prepared for the Stony Brook zone defense. A really nice job at the bottom of the field, right? Haley Dillon, Ella Whitehouse, knocking passes down all day. Just a complete game for Stony Brook. Offense, defense, draw control. Making a statement in the CAA.
A big win for Stony Brook. The SeaWolves post 5 different goal scorers. 4 of them had hat tricks. Kaylin Hart leads with 5 goals. Jaden Hampel 3-3, Massera and Mitchell hat tricks, and of course the first career goal for Courtney McClay. That'll do it for us here at Laval Stadium. Justin Berger, always a pleasure, my man. Thanks for joining us here in the booth. Awesome job as always. Chris Lizio, our director, the rest of our outstanding crew doing a great job. I'm Sam Niederman. Have a great rest of your Sunday. We say goodbye from Laval Stadium. Stony